Hey everyone, I am going to be doing a playroom tour today. Everything here is mostly Montessori inspired, so that will be the direction that we're taking with most of the toys and just the way that we approach this play space. I do have a lot more Montessori inspired videos on my channel, and it's on a specific playlist in my YouTube channel if you're interested in clicking there and checking those out. I do also have some pregnancy related videos coming up, so just make sure you're subscribed for all of that.
Yeah.
Hi. Did you have fun?
Yeah. I'm gonna go pick some weeds.
Okay. Something I will mention about this playroom is that it does not only serve my son, who's only 12 months old, it also serves a bit of an older age group, about 2 to 4 years old as well, because I do run an in-home daycare. So this tour is partially just showing the full room, the playroom in general, but it will mention some things that I do specific for those daycare kids. A few of the toys that are out in rotation are meant to serve those older ages so that it challenges them as well. But most of these toys are also for my son, and then some areas of the daycare I'll be specific to mention if it's for care and the kinds of things we use it for here. So I will go ahead and get started with that full tour of the playroom, and hopefully I will mention everything that I can in detail. But if you have any questions about anything specific, make sure that you ask me in the comments. I'm just going to start with a brief overview of this room. So it's just going to be a quick look at the whole room together, and then I'll go into more detail on each part of this basement. So the whole basement has been turned into this playroom. The first section here has a few purposes, but the main one is for eating. This is snack time, lunch time. This is where we have it. This little table is perfect because it is the exact size for a small child, and you can adjust these guys right here so that way the chair can be a little taller or smaller, so that way they can fit in it with how tall they are. Over here we do have our functional kitchen. So this used to be a play kitchen, but I turned it into something that would work better for the kids. So this actually works with running water. We have snacks for them to pull out for themselves. They get to prepare their own snacks. And I do have a video on my channel right now showing how I actually turned the play kitchen into a functional kitchen. It does a full tour of this thing and kind of shows the steps on how I made it functional. So if you're interested in that video, I will link that down below. The kids seriously love making their own snacks here, and then they're able to come over to their table on their spot and enjoy whatever they made for themselves. So this has been probably the most fun thing that the kids have ever done. Over here, I do have a small little shelf that has a tiny broom and dustpan. The kids sometimes will maybe spill their snack or just have some crumbs, and they specifically want to sweep it up. And so I let them practice their practical life skills by doing that if they'd like to. Below that, I have some nap mats. So these are pretty thick mats that have sheets that are designated for each child. So they know what color sheet is theirs. And I wash the sheets and the blankets and stuff weekly, but this is really nice to just set right here because the kids will grab their own mats and go set them in the room whenever it's nap time. Got a small little coat rack. Right now it is summertime, but I still have their coats ready here just in case because it's Colorado, so you never know when it's gonna snow in May. This entire area is mostly for me. So a lot of this is stored away for me to be able to access. These two spots right here are for the kids, so they're able to reach these areas. These are their pillows and blankets for nap time, and they know which one is theirs, and they can go ahead and grab them for nap time just like they do with their mats. On the bottom, each child has their own cubby, and then we have books for story time. Above that, I do have a small little movie section. A lot of our movies are like Veggie Tales. We have Superbook stories, so a lot of them are more Christian based, Jesus telling stories, and I like those a lot because that's just the direction we like to take in our home. And we will do movie time once a day at the very end of the day with my daycare kids. My son isn't watching TV yet, so it's just the daycare kids that will sit down for a movie, and that's honestly just if they hadn't been picked up yet and I need to start dinner. We do have this area here is just a bunch of puzzles, so I can grab these out, and it's a great way for me to keep them here stored, and I can bring them out to the playroom whenever I want to switch out the puzzle that's out there, or I let them do puzzle time at the table. I have some other little educational toys and games right here, and then this is my other education spot. In here is all of my cleaning supplies that I make sure is out of reach for the kids. So I've got a lot of cleaning things. Their sunscreen is right here too, and then over here in the corner, my humongous first aid kit. And then on this side, any extra diapers I have for kids that might be younger who are using diapers, they get their own little basket of their diapers and wipes. This area here is a bunch of paint supplies. So if we're gonna be doing painting or any kind of extra craft, which I have some crafting things back here, this is the section for me to grab stuff from. And then I also have like crayons and other things right here, as well as some more educational things that I'll bring out for our preschool time. And we do preschool once a day, and I call it preschool. So we basically just sit at the table and do some type of educational work. I am going to move into the actual playroom. So this again sections off this whole area. This playroom again is more Montessori inspired, and I'm going to give you guys an overview of the toys we have in here and the kinds of things we do here. I'm gonna start on this side. They do have a changing table. Like this is specifically to change the babies, to change my son. He has his own little bucket of diapers and wipes right here too. But beneath is where I used to keep the diapers, but as you can imagine, this being the play area, the kids wanted to get into the diapers a lot, and so I just have it on our ledge, and now this area has become toys, and it works really well. So I put this mirror up here, and this is just from like one of his tummy time mats, and so this was just a small addition I thought of, and he is in love with it. Like he loves to just look at himself here. And then I do have some object permanence boxes. So this one being one that you can put at the top, match the shape, but you can also bring this out and change the shape. So I have multiple little inserts and shapes, but right now he's working on this one and he's pretty much mastered it. So I will most likely be switching the shape soon. And then obviously just a normal object permanence box. A lot of the toys that I've gotten, by the way, have been from Amazon, so I will be trying to link all of the things that I talk about in order in the description. So those two have been from Amazon, as well as this, and I even think the ball's here, but this one is one of those little stackers, and I do try to present it in an undone fashion, which is kind of the idea of Montessori. It encourages the child to want to finish the project or to explore what it's all about. And then these are just some textured balls for more sensory. Some of them are actually weighted, and so they're heavy, and they have little bells inside of it. Bringing it back to the changing table, I do have a little, diaper genie, but I have it outside of the gate here on the side. As you can imagine, I didn't really want it to be fully accessed by the babies, but this is out here, and then where I have the cords and stuff is gated off and stuff, and you can't really access that either. So that's for the TV when I end up doing TV time, and again, I mostly do like Veggie Tales and such. I do have this sweet little table in here. It's just so cute, and it's very tiny for the little ones. They love to be able to bring certain toys over here, and they like take it very seriously. So if they bring any building blocks here, they mean business. This rug I got a couple years ago, and I'm pretty sure I got it on Wayfair, but I actually have a matching one in our living room. So this one is nice to just have a carpeted area down here since it's all hardwood floor. I do have a Nugget in the center of the room, and we painted this rainbow mural based on the color of this Nugget. I do have a video again on my channel of us doing this rainbow mural, so how we did it and just the painting process. So I can link that one down below as well. But the Nugget, I will say I was very skeptical when I heard of the Nugget. I thought it was kind of an odd toy to be raving about, but the kids are in love with it. It is the perfect space for them to hang out on, play with toys, or they use it as a fort and jump on it. So sometimes kids, even though there are certain things that they do that you prefer them not to do, like jump on your couch, they just need an outlet to be able to explore that desire. So they want to jump, they can jump on this. That's what it's made for. So it has been amazing for them. And then I also have this cute little slide, but it's also a balance board. So I usually have this out. They love just having it. And so you can balance on it with your feet, and it does a lot of gross motor skills, helps develop those muscles that they are working with. And then you can also use it as a ramp for cars. I mean, they get really creative with that. So they love it. I do also have a big set that I can bring out to show you all of kind of some matching play equipment for inside, like a pickler and such. This is the toy area, so this is the main event. I mean, I have a lot of things out that are Montessori inspired, and they have a lot of fun. So I try to keep it open-minded, and they definitely get very creative with the kinds of toys that I set out. And again, with Montessori, toy rotation is encouraged. So sometimes if I notice that they're losing interest in something, I will take that toy out, and then I'll rotate something new in. And it's not really new, it's just stored. It's stored away, so they think it's new. Right here, I have a ball tracker, which is awesome, especially like Emerson, I think, is the biggest fan of this. And so you just put a ball up here and you can just watch it go all the way down. These balls that I have make noises, so it just sounds so fun whenever they do this. I do have a farm set with some more realistic farm animals than I think would normally be seen as toys, but these are amazing, and they really help work on language skills, doing something like this, like a little farm area. So I have multiple animals, and so I can rotate out the animals, but I'm pretty sure like this stays forever because they always play with this. So I do rotate the animals. I have safari animals as well, and even though they don't go in a farm, they do like to play with them, like going in their house and such. So sometimes I'll take the farm away if I put the safari animals out, but for the most part, this is the one that's staying right now. They're very interested in it. Right here, we have like a little doodle board, and they love this. I mean, they get to color whenever they want, but it's not a mess, so I don't feel like it's a bad thing to just have this out for them, and it lets them kind of explore that need to write and color or whatever they want to try to create on this. Right here we have some magnet tiles. These are amazing. You can build so much with this, and like I have seen them create the wildest things. Like they love these. So those are always out. They have never lost interest in that so far. Right here underneath I do have like some cutting practice, and so this is a Melissa and Doug, and it's all wooden. This is a like practice wooden knife. It's obviously not sharp, and this is like velcroed food, so you can pretend to cut your food, and it's really great for hand-eye coordination, and they think it's so much fun. They pretend that they are serving each other, so it has been a great addition in the daycare. So I don't necessarily, again, have a play kitchen because we're using it as a functional kitchen, but this is still some good work to be able to do as far as developing those skills and everything with their hands, and that cutting practice has been really great. I do have their puzzle out right now, and I'm trying to do ones with big knobs. So if you have like smaller babies or toddlers, a big knobbed puzzle is good for them because it is better on their hands, as you know, as far as them being able to do it. And I put it in an undone fashion here, so that way they are more drawn to it to want to put the pieces where they go. And Emerson actually really enjoys this. He knows to put the piece right on the one that matches. Like he will put the sheep here, the horse here. Like he knows how to do this puzzle, you know, and he's 12 months. They don't perfectly fit all the time, but he's getting the concept, so he's working on mastering this one here. In this tray, I have glass jars, so it might not seem fun, but it is so amazing to them, so I keep them out. They really enjoy it, to be able to put the lids on, twist them off. They'll put things inside of there, close them up, open them back open, shape, you know, like love this area. And so I have different sizes. I do have another big one I might put out soon, but these used to be candles that I just cleaned out and I'm repurposing. So the candles that I did use, they are my favorite candle company because they're all non-toxic. So cleaning them out is pretty easy peasy, and I love the candle company. I can link her down below too because I honestly just love her candles. So the jars are really cute, and so I didn't mind repurposing them. And the scents are amazing and free of all the bad stuff. Giving them real objects like this too, like glass, really teaches them respect for materials. Obviously, I am in here the whole time monitoring them. These are seriously like indestructible. I've thrown them myself onto the floor to see if they would break before I even introduced them. And I did it in another area of the house that isn't usually accessed by kids, but they don't break. Like it doesn't seem like they ever do. They never have for me. It's very simple, a very cheap option for you to have a Montessori inspired activity out. This is another Melissa and Doug toy. I love a lot of what they make, and this is just like a stacking kind of thing. So usually how they stack it isn't like this. So I'll go behind them and maybe remake it into a train, because then they get so excited and they're like, yeah, it is a train. I'm gonna roll this around. And then other times I will undo it and like leave pieces out so that they're encouraged to like come over and try to see if they can place them in a spot that makes sense to them. So I kind of present this differently here and there, but they have continued to love this. So this has been one that's just kind of stays out right now. I do have one child I'm working on color recognition with, and I feel like this is great for any child anyways. So I have out some boxes, and I actually started with just the red, and then I switched it out for green, and now I've just started putting out 2 of them together. So I worked on the red. Every time you open this box, there's everything in here is red. So then I would ask like, what color is this ball, or what color is the bird that you've brought me, type of things. And this helps them to understand like, oh, this box is red. Everything in here is red. And the same for the green. So in these boxes are all colored objects that are specifically green and then specifically red. And I have yellow and blue as well, but right now this is what we are using. So now I have both out, and I'm curious to see, will they put the right color in the right bin? I can try to find something similar to this when I try to link it, but I ended up finding these at a garage sale. So I actually don't know where they are even from. And so I was just lucky to find those. I do thrift and try to do garage sale a lot. Montessori is expensive, and I think that it's able to be affordable. It's just kind of like you gotta find some awesome gems sometimes, and this was one of them for us. This toy is specifically out mostly for the big kids, but I've been actually very impressed with Emerson. He's figuring this out. Like he'll kind of like move this around, and then he gets it on those pegs. Every shape is obviously able to fit in one spot, and so this works on that kind of coordination with them and those fine motor skills with using their fingers. On the top, I have a rainbow stacker, which is really fun. They get to play with balance and the kinds of ways that they can move and sort this rainbow. And then also just to be able to like play with the colors, and I feel like this is just a really fun thing to use. I have this little tray of tiny people too. They're kind of up for, I guess, interpretation. They don't really have any faces or anything, but it's meant to just kind of be an open-minded toy. Like it's not specifically supposed to be played with any specific way, but it helps with their language because they pick up that they look like people, and so they kind of talk to one another, and it's kind of good because they're able to take these wherever they want. So they'll play with them in the farm, they're taking care of the animals, or they might be the ones that they put into the jars. So I like to offer those kinds of toys to make like an area and a space for them to be more creative with their choices. Right above here, I have some realistic artwork, and so this is pretty important in Montessori. This has actually been nice for them to practice with those animals and recognizing each one. So I love these. They're really cute. They're baby animals too. They're specifically babies, and so I felt like that'd be kind of fun to introduce like the baby version of every animal for the kids, since they're the baby version of humans. I found this banner at Walmart, and I put this up here because I think it's pretty cute and it just ties it in nicely. Above that is an outlet, which is what I plug the camera into. I love this camera, and I like that I'm able to move it. Like, I can move the camera to look around the room in here. And then we've got this section of the toys, and the very top, as you can see, is kind of like more practical life skills here. So they're able to water their plant. These are some of the books that I keep in the playroom, and right now the only books that we do keep in here are board books, because my son just likes to rip paper right now. He's 12 months, so you know, they get curious and want to crumple things or whatever. These ones are some of my favorite books right now too, because they are pretty simple and it's a realistic kind of book, which is encouraged in Montessori. It's not like a make-believe story. All of these are pretty similar as far as how that goes, animals, colors, and I have different board books that I will rotate out, but right now they are loving these ones. Right below that, I have some puppets. So this, you know, helps with language as well. They put them on and play. And I actually have multiple animals and different kinds of puppets. I have some babies underneath that, so they're able to dress them. You know, so they got the supplies in here, little binky bottles, stuff like that in here with the babies. And this just lets them practice taking care of something. And you'll notice, like, if a child ever touches a baby, it seems they're really gentle with them. So it's kind of nice to be able to have those. I've got another gate here that blocks off the laundry and the bathroom area, and I will bring kids to the bathroom if they need to, when, you know, they just ask me and then we go. But on the little corner here, this is like the music area. So it's a very tiny, it's a Melissa and Doug piano, and they love pounding on this. And then this is like a little tambourine and some kind of like bell type thing. So I have different instruments, and so I will rotate those out. These ones they've been loving right now, so they're staying out, and the piano is something that always stays. So it's just like the little things that go on top of the piano for those extra musical instruments that might switch out, but the piano stays because it's like never not a favorite. So that's really it. And like I said, I do rotate out the toys, so those aren't the things that are always there, but I go through toy rotation when I notice that they are uninterested in anything, and I will put something new out, or just whatever was stored away. So I am eventually going to be doing a video on what we have as our system for toy rotation as well. So make sure you like this video if you're interested in seeing that one next too, so that I kind of gauge interest for it. We do already have our little area and our closet with all of the toys, and I can just go through that and show you guys like the toy organization and how we store it all away. Hopefully you guys got some nuggets of gold from this, and I will be linking as much as I can in the description, but we've got a lot more coming up. So again, don't forget to subscribe and follow along so you don't miss any videos coming up. I hope all of you have a blessed day, and I will see you guys on that next video.